Korea was divided into North and South along the 38th parallel line as a result of the Allied victory during World War II. As World War II came towards the end and the collapse of Japan, the Soviet Union wished to control as much territory of East Asia and occupy the northern part of Korea, seeing it as a chance to spread their ideology. The division was determined between the USSR and the USA that Korea would be temporarily split by the two powers, who were in a feud due to the Cold War. Lee Sung-man, the president of South Korea, and Kim Il-sung, president of the North, worked together trying to reunify the divided country. However, the Soviets imposed a communist government on North Korea, resulting in the formation of Democratic People's Republic of Korea, while U.S. imposed a capitalist democracy on South Korea, which came to the result of a two different formation of political and economic structures, eventually creating conflicts and tensions between the two countries. On June 25, 1950, North Korean Communist forces crossed the 38th parallel, beginning the Korean War. During the war, South Korea was invaded to the perimeter of Busan, where then, under the order of General MacArthur, the UN forces counterattacked and pushed the North Korean forces all the way to the Yalu River, the border between North Korea and Communist China. China took this as a threat and entered the war, joining hands with other communist forces. It caused the UN forces to fall back in disarray. The Korean War came to a halt due to an armistice that's still to an effect to this day. There can be several reasons for start of the Korean War. Democratic People's Republic of Korea, also known as DPRK, backed by USSR and China, Republic of Korea backed by USA, and the Cold War. For example, DPRK backed by USSR can be one of the reasons, which from the documents relating to the origin of the war, it states that Stalin has strongly supported and encouraged Kim Il-sung the idea of reunification of Korea through military action. Another perspective of ROK backed by USA would be the US supported ROK responding to Stalin's action, officially creating the Korean War. However, above all these perspectives, to a greater extent, the Cold War is responsible for the Korean War. One reason for that is because although Stalin ordered Kim Il-sung to take military action against the South, its only purpose to start the Korean War was because to spread the communism throughout Korea due to relations from the Cold War. The Cold War was an indirect fight between USSR and US after the World War II. Relations between USSR and the United States were driven by a complex interplay of ideological, political, and economic factors which led to their superpower conflict, rivalry, and eventually the Cold War. The Cold War was a competition between communist and capitalist forms of social organization. Neither of the sides physically fought the other due to the impact of World War II losses. Instead, they found other ways to compete, such as by missile arms race. Their competition for higher position continued, and Stalin saw the collapse of Japan as a chance to spread their ideology. The Soviet Union intended to export the ideology of communism through the supporting of North Korea, which then the United States seized upon the opportunity to help the South Koreans from the invasion of communist troops. All the other perspectives of the cause of the Korean War could fall under the Cold War, where the relation of USSR and USA's competition of spreading their ideology and higher position was developed and continued throughout the Korean War.